is this frequency in use, W7NS.
W7NS, K0DWC.
Well, good morning, Chuck. Yeah, somebody's tuning up, but you made it through. But good morning to you. A low of 25 here for a weather report.
Oh boy, that's chilly.
Yes, it is. And can't wait for real winter to show up.
Well, I'm not sure what it was. I went out and fed the horses, and it didn't feel too bad to me. I'm guessing it's probably somewhere in the 30s, but I'll await that official report from Mr. Henry. You're coming in good here this morning. Is my signal okay? I'm on a different microphone, and right now anyway, I'm on the TCS on low power. So I'm just kind of testing this microphone out. W7NS K0DWC.
Okay, sounds pretty good. A little nuance of fading into my noise floor, but not bad. But you know, for running QRP, doing quite well. So nice to hear that.
This is WA7YBS. It was 29 degrees here this morning, so a little bit cooler over here on this side of Highway 50. You sound good, Chuck. This is the electret microphone after a few little changes to the ART13. So I hope it is modulating better than 30% like it was last week. WA7YBS standing by.
Well, no complaints in Reno, and now you're on the. Are you on the A or the B version of the modification?
Well, I didn't really modify the microphone. It was the ART13, and you know that audio module on the ART13 has R203. That if you have an early module, it's 15K, the value of the resistor, and you just about can't get any carbon microphone to work with that level of resistor on there. So I installed the official MWO 4.7K resistor, and all of a sudden, well, the electret looks like I'm hitting cutoff quite a bit. So anyway, it looks good on the scope, but other than that, I don't really know.
Well, sounding great, and I ordered 2 more, and of course they shipped it via USPS, UPS Super Saver, so I understand your comment from a few weeks ago on the strange shipping. First time around it was sent probably, you know, whatever, directly through the post office, but it'll get here, no rush.
Yeah, it was supposed to go UPS, which it did. UPS to the Dayton post office and then be delivered by the post office. But when it got to Minden, UPS Minden, they just said, the heck with it, we'll just deliver it direct. And so UPS ended up bringing mine, but I have 1 more to go. And by the way, thanks for the picture, the photograph, very informative. So anyway, yeah, nice to know what's inside the electret. But so far, I'm satisfied with how it works out. You know, the funny thing was it was working good with the ATD. No problem at all. But, you know, for the initial maiden voyage debut of the microphone, I chose the ART13, and of course the audio module, I had never changed the resistor. So that was the story. So what's Chuck got to say, K0DWC?
Yeah, Henry, that's a big change since last week. You sound great. You have both sound great this morning, but that's what you did there evidently made a big difference. So sounding really, really good. So great job on that. So like I told Mike, honey, I'm on the TCS, so I'm just a low power, and I don't have an amplifier on there. I switched to the T17 with the bakelite case, and I don't remember what's in this one. I put so many different modules and microphones, I lost track of what I've got. But this is a T17, or should I say what is it, a Show Brothers SW109 hand mouse. So anyway, that's what I'm running. But both of you guys sound great today. I mean, I didn't know it was that cold this morning. I went out a little bit ago, as I told Mike, and it didn't feel that bad to me. But 29 and Mike 25, that's starting to get down there. So I'll send it over to Mike. W7MS K0DWC.
Okay, well, thanks, Chuck. I'll save further comments for maybe the official net. I think it's start time. So I believe Henry is master of ceremonies. So back to the hinterlands of cold. Oh, by the way, just an update on the bee situation. We never got the final story, W7MS.
Okay, Mike, real quick on the bees, they're still here. The guy came over about, 4 or 5 days ago, and he messed around in there, poked around. He brought a saber saw with, 5 or 6 different blades. He busted every one of his saber saw blades trying to cut the log open so he could get in there and get the rest of the bees out. But, he said the next time he comes over, he's bringing a chainsaw, and he's going to take care of that log, and that will be, he'll pack the bees away. He says the majority of them are in the box and ready to go. It's just the stragglers that want to stay in the log are causing the problem. But at 29 degrees, maybe they won't be a problem anymore. Now, I heard Bill out there, N6BCT, so I'm acknowledging Bill. And we'll go ahead and get the net started now. This is the Vintage Military Radio Net, and I'll be net control today, WA7YBS, Henry in Dayton. And everybody kind of knows everything about the Vintage Military Radio Net, Nevada style. And we assign numbers as you check in, uses the handoff, all that sort of stuff. Vintage military radio equipment isn't a prerequisite. Just check in with what you got, but it's usually the subject of conversation. Military gear, that is. And so with that, I have Mike in the number 1 spot, W7MS. Good morning, Mike. Chuck is in the number 2 spot, K0DWC. So good morning to Chuck. And Bill in 6BCT is in the number 3 spot. So let's see who wants to be number 4, Vintage Military Radio Net, and check in now.
6MQI.
Okay, there's Dave, W6MQI. Good morning, Dave. Let's see if there's a number 5. Number 5 is open. You want to check in? Do it now.
W1NZR, good morning.
Well, there's W1NZR with a dynamotor whining in the background. Yeah, good morning to you, Bill. Good signal. And let's see if there's a number 6 out there. Do we have a number 6 that wants to check in? Go ahead now.
136QK in Fallon. Am I on frequency, Henry?
Yeah, they're Rich. You're close enough. You say it's a radio. What can you say? You're within a kilocycle or so. Rich, stand by. Sometimes this Chicom push-to-talk button is just a little hard on the fingers. So anyway, it's KE6QK. And so good morning to you, Rich, out there in Fallon. Number 7 is open. If you want to check in to be number 7, do it now. Okay, We'll read the list down here real quick. Well, let me see what I'm running. This is the ART13A, same transmitter as last week, same microphone as last week. The Electret in the PLA, People's Liberation Army. There, the Chinese case. Looks like a Shure 102, except a little bit fatter. And so anyway, it's just the right size for that EMS 94 Electret element. It fits right in there. And so anyway, that's what we're running as a microphone, collinear array for the antenna, and the receiver is the Raycal RA17C from 1959. And with that, let me read the list. Number 1 is W7MS. Number 2, K0DWC. Number 3, M6BCT. Number 4, W6MQI. Number 5, W1NZR. And number 6, KE6QK. So with that, 29 degrees this morning here in Dayton Valley, clear skies. And with that, we'll turn it over to Mike. Number 1, W7MS. Go ahead. This is WA7YBS.
Well, thank you, Henry. WA7YBS, W7MS. Well, shucks. And with that, we'll say good morning to you, Henry, Chuck, Bill, Dave, and welcome to the West Coast Brown. And nice to hear Rich and Val. It's been a long time. And good group of folks here. And fine on the GTEL EMS 94s, that's what I'm running this morning. And okay, it's time to brag. This is my premier outing with Zenith ATC-1, aka ART13T47 Zenith contract, apparently the one and only for the ATC-1. And I had that up and running for the last couple of days, and that's coupled up to the RAX receiver. So we're all Navy all the time here this morning. So it's working quite well, running it on the AC power supply. So we're uber watts. We'll see what blows up at 1800 volts on the plate. A little bit of talkback from the mod transformer, and 250 watts of carrier. So kaboom, kaboom. So over to Chuck, K0DWC, W7MS.
Okay, Mike, W7MS, K0DWC. Well, good morning to you, Mike, and to Henry, and Bill, and to Dave, and it's good to hear you back on, back on the left coast, and good to hear Rich again, KE6QK. Good to have you back, Rich, this morning. We're running the TCS 13 combo this morning, and through an amplifier. I've got a little bit of power on now. I don't know, about 115 watts or so. And I told Mike earlier I'd changed microphones to a Shure Brothers T17. And I've got so many different elements in these things, I don't know what's in there. I'm just going to, for the heck of it, just say Electret. You know, if you don't think it sounds like an Electret, it might be something different, but I have a sneaking suspicion it is an Electret that's in this T17. But I like this T17 because it's got it's not a noise canceling T17, it's got the 7 big holes in it, and I've also got the dual bolt pattern. So I've got triangulated 2-inch bolt circle in the spare bolt circle together. So either or. But anyway, going through an inverted V and running on the remote. So anyway, if this mic sounds funny, don't hesitate to give me any signal reports, whether good or bad. I'm just kind of testing it out. I don't remember the last time I ran this microphone. It could be years ago. So if anybody detects anything really lousy, just let me know. So with that, we'll send it over to Bill, N6 Bravo Charlie Tango in the group, K0DWC. Go ahead, Bill.
K0DWC and WA7YBS. Good mountain guys. I was probably was necessary. That is updated, and I don't have it updated. Anyway, that's what's going on there. And otherwise, everything's looking pretty good, too. My name, I'm a provider of the, it's not Microsoft, but it's anyway, what's the story there? Anyway, everything's going okay. It's probably just one more business ahead.
N6BCT W6MQI. All right, good morning. Well, Bill, you're actually fairly loud here this morning. Usually you're kind of down there in the noise, but I think everybody's kind of equal. But morning, everybody. It's Dave in Livermore, and we're on the RT13 with the D104 microphone, and going into a inverted V. And let's see. Yeah, Mike, your Zenith sounds really good here. Chuck's TCS, and Bill, I think he uses a Yaesu or something. Hearing you okay this morning. And Brown, sounds like you're on your T195. Yeah, a lot of, I don't know if that was fan noise. I don't normally hear that on yours, on your end, but, or a dynamotor. But, and then Rich, I did not hear Rich at all, nothing. So maybe conditions will change for that. But, Henry, are you going to release the information on how you hooked up that microphone to the ART13 on your website? Curious. I always wanted to use a current mic on my ART13 too, but could never really get much to work. Sounds like there's a resistor to change and such, but never really looked into it. But just curious about that. So over to Brown. You are super loud here in Livermore. 31NZR, W6MQI.
All right, Dave. Well, thank you very much. I'm facing the mic away from the radio, so perhaps it's not as dynamotor whine noisy. It usually isn't. This is the Motorola Electret mobile mic that I have hooked up to this foolish thing. And Dave, you're the channel master this morning. Good morning to all. Henry, Mike, Chuck, and yeah, Dave, Bill is he was quite loud here this morning. Good morning to you, Bill. Usually I have a little trouble. And good morning to Rich. Rich was down in the noise. I don't know if you're copying me, Rich. My name is Brown, W1NZR, a sporadic participant here on the West Coast, because I still do live on the East Coast, although not in one land. I'm a southerner now in North Carolina. Anyway, yeah, on the T195, the GRC19, as usual, and with my random wire antenna that I've done nothing with in a couple of years, but I did, before I came out this time, I sent out one of my potato launching antenna lanyard guns, compressed air affair. So, if I have enough time in the next, I'll be here for about a week, and if I get some time this week to work on that project, I will be able to improve my aerial situation here. Probably for the last winter I'll be around. I am entertaining thoughts of retiring in about 1 year. So, finally getting around to improving the antennas here. It's always something. But anyway, great to be here. Came in last evening, and very nice to participate here in the Vintage Military Radio Net. And thank you, Henry, for orchestrating it. So, with that, let me hand it out to Rich. I believe I have the call correct, and correct me if I'm erroneous, but I believe it's KE6QK, or a variation on that. And Mike, you're sounding good here, except you took a dive when you were describing your gear. So sounds like you're running some Navy equipment at about 50 watts, and a unique piece at that. So at first you were quite strong, and I heard you a little before 7. You were very strong here, but conditions are changing, as they usually do. So I'll look forward to having that corrected. So over to Rich. KE6QK, I believe, from W1NZR and the Vintage Military Net. Go ahead.
Kilo Echo 6, Quebec, Kilo in Fallon. Yeah, good morning to all. First I have to apologize for being QRT so long. I do have a medical problem, and when I dropped out of the net over a year ago, I wasn't feeling too well. The transmitter here, DX100B 1961, was acting up. I had to put a new tank coil in and various other things, but I couldn't lift it, so I abandoned ham radio, not feeling very well. Again, I'll go through the rig, DX100B 61. I have another receiver here I'm restoring. It's an old HQ170, 1964. It's operating here, but I don't like the AM detector. Everyone sounds muffled. I don't know about that. The antenna's the same, the infrared long wire. I have trouble zero beating with this receiver this morning. That's why I was asking if I was on frequency. I couldn't discern it very well. So hopefully we're close enough on frequency. The microphone is an IP61 Shure controlled magnetic microphone, and it's the same. And to Dave, I don't know if you're copying me. I've always had trouble with Livermore. You're off the end of that long wire. You're probably in the know of that one. And I've never been able to correct that because I can't turn an antenna that long around in this lot here. But I used to live there in Livermore, Dave. I hope you could copy me at some point. Anyway, on the medical, I'm feeling better. Recently, my son came down to help me get the DX100 on the bench. We got the oil tank coil out that was melting, and we found a screw that had been soldered over, and I missed in the original restorations because he told me that it soldered the nut onto the fillet, and it was loose. It was intermittent. We got that out, and yesterday the DX100 tuned up according to Heathkit's specifications, 160 through 15. It wouldn't tune 10 meters, and I'll tell you what I think about it. When I put the coil that I procured, some of the turns on the high frequency end, one of the turns were missing. I think Heathkit produced probably the DX100 getting rid of the 11-meter band, and that's the coil I have in there, but the thing works perfect on everything except 10 meters, 10 and 11 meters. And it's good to be back. Henry will be getting on here more often. I've got more equipment down to be restored. I'm going to put a Viking Ranger on here pretty soon. So we'll turn it over back to you, Henry, WA7YBS in the group, KE6QK. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, Rich, KE6QK, WA7YBS. Okay. And let's see. Everybody sounds good? Okay. The Zenith HEC1 sounds great. 250 watts out of an ART-13. So, yeah, that's the most, well, I know you always run that when you run an ART-13 because the power supply you designed and built there, pushing them to the max. I'm running about 120 watts on mine, and so there you go. And I don't know, Chuck. I think you're running an Electret mic. It isn't carbon. I'm almost positive it isn't a carbon. It doesn't sound like one. In fact, it sounds much better than you normally sound. It's so that's whatever it is. It's a good one. And Bill was coming in here quite strong. Dave was also strong on his ART-13, and Brown, the GRC-19, sounds as usual, nice and strong. And yeah, I can hear the blowers. That was one of the things with the GRC-19 is those blowers right in the front. And, you know, unless you got like about a 10-foot mic cord so you can sit off to the side, I always had to sit in front of the one I have out in the shop. And invariably I'd go out there in the winter to run it. And of course it'd be like 50 degrees in there with the blowers blowing on you. It was not pleasant. But at any rate, sounds good. And Rich, the DX100B, is doing okay in here. The audio sounds a little rough, but who knows. Anyway, let's see if there's anybody else that wants to check in. Vintage Military Radio Net number 7 is open. Go ahead now if you want to check in. Okay, nothing heard. And let's see. Dave, on the microphone stuff, I have a whole section that I am composing, and right now it's attached to the ATD write-up, but I haven't uploaded it yet. But anyway, it goes into detail about a lot of the carbon microphones of World War II and what to expect. And of course, you know, I do cover the PLA microphones quite a lot because, you know, like I say in the write-up, I hate to admit it, but the Chinese made one heck of a good carbon microphone during the Vietnam War. The element out of one here is dated 1968, so it's right, you know, the middle of the Vietnam War. And but the PLA, Chinese, North Vietnamese, whatever you want to call them, microphones are they're about tops when it comes to carbon mics. The only trouble is you can't find them anymore, but you know, they're quite old. But at any rate, I go into quite a bit of detail about those and about the T-17 and the look-alike. I think Mike's got one that he picked up at a swap meet in the past, and that's the Ronwell RM15. And that's a weird mic. It's got an element. I think it's like the late T-17. You replace the whole front end of the mic. It's a T-17 look-alike until you get to the head. So anyway, I do cover a lot of the stuff that we use, run into, stuff that doesn't work, and that sort of stuff. So look for it to be uploaded maybe in a week or so. And I do cover the EMS 94, how to get them. You order them online. It's you know, it's very easy. Just put in EMS 94 and Echo Mike Sierra 94 and Electret microphone, and it'll come right up top of the search there where to get it. And $7.50, can't beat it. So let's see if there's somebody else who wants to check in. Vintage Military Radio Net before we start round 2. Number 7's open. If you want to check in, do it now. Well, all I hear is a couple of sidebanders, so we'll press on. Round 2. Up to Mike. W7MS, WA7YBS.
Well, okay, Henry. WA7YBS and the vintage military net, Nevada style W7MS mic in Reno. And I'll try to closer talk the microphone. That may have been part of the issue for Brown. Was I'm still a little, well, I've got a scope here, but I can't see it unless I stand up. Hello. Well, we're seeing some pearls there, so I think we're really at least hitting somewhere around 100%. Hopefully not too excessive, but I've never had this amount of talkback in a ART13 style transmitter before. I don't think it's not dependent on plate voltage. It's just maybe old age and maybe prior abuse, or maybe that's the way it left the factory back in 1942. It's hard to say. But great on the comments here. Chuck, yeah, I would say you're running an electret. It sounds just too darn good to be a carbon. It sounds very, very good, especially now that you're on full boiler pressure from your location. Good morning to Bill. Dave MQI is counting down. We'll find out here maybe on round 2 how many days are left on the calendar. And I only mention that because Brown is considering pulling the plug in the next year or so. So congratulations, Brown, on that. But we're going to miss your frequent visits to the West Coast for business purposes, which also greatly entail amateur radio activities. But I'm sure you'll, maybe you've got a lot of frequent flyer miles logged up there on your business trips. And good morning, Rich. Fine on the DX100 wrap-up. Kind of light and a little bit of distortion and a little bit off frequency, but we did get 100% reception on you. And fine on the MWOs. I'm curious, Henry, I looked around on the interweb for MWOs for the ART13 family and found zero information. And I installed one, which I assume it's in my other Zenith T47 ART13, and that's a modulation gain control in the audio stage there in the audio module. And I installed that because I had so much over-modulation tendencies with this GTEL, with the stock configuration, that I had to rein things in to find the relative sweet spot for 100% modulation, not since I know I'm pushing reality here, and obviously this is still an unknown quantity. We're on 0 hours here. We're probably going to put some time on it this morning. I'm curious about any source for the MWOs, because I was kind of surprised that somebody somewhere has got PDFs out there, but I found zero for, and there's certainly, when you look at some of the elderly ART13s, like the B version, there's so many stenciled MWO numbers on the side. And of course, for we perfectionists in year 2025, it's like, couldn't they put those on in some kind of order, or actually have them parallel to the sheet metal? But that's another issue. But yeah, find on the comments on the ATC1. It's, as I'd mentioned earlier, it was received as, it was gifted to me as a part source hanger queen. And once I realized it was a Zenith contract and an ATC-1, it got put in the restoration pile, and it's looking mighty fine, lacquer stick, touch-up paint, yada yada, all the usual stuff. But basically the bones were good, even if some of the bones were missing. So that's the story here. And of course the receiver is the U.S. Navy RAX to complement the ATC this morning in its test run, in its sea trials. So Chuck, again, sounded great with that microphone. Congratulations, and what can you say? No criticisms. K0DWC WA7YBS.
Okay, Mike. Well, thanks you guys for the audio report. Excuse me. Well, thanks guys for the audio report on this microphone. I didn't have time to get inside and look at it. I just grabbed it and hooked it up and hoped for the best. So definitely appreciate the correspondence on that. So let's see. Oh, Mike, congratulations to you too on the on the Zenith contract, ATC. That's great. If I'm remembering right, isn't this Zenith number 2? I think you already had a Zenith contract in before, if I remember right. But you can tell me that in the next go around. But I'm probably sure it's probably a number 2 for a Zenith contract for you. But you know, I gotta tell you something real quick, guys. It's not very long, but Carl's license is due up in January. And I got online and was looking at some of the places where you can renew, and everybody refers, except for the W5YI group, they all refer to the FCC website. Well, yeah, you go to the FCC website, and guess what? It's down because the government shut down. And, you know, that's really sad when something like that happens. I mean, it's a little early yet to renew, but I mean, you know, you kind of like to know ahead of time what's going on, because I've heard when this thing gets done, there's a possibility that some of these divisions of government might open a little sooner or a little later. So I don't know what the deal is exactly, but the FCC site is shut down, and I went to the W5YI group, and they want $80 to renew the license now. But for $80, they take care of everything. They'll do another service for $10, but then they want you to go back to the FCC website, which is closed. So I don't know what the deal is there, but I hope they make up some kind of a deal between now and January, you know. So anyway, just a food for thought, just in case anybody's close to getting their license renewed. You just really can't do it, or you got to pay through the nose for it and wait, and then they'll do it when they can do it. So anyway, well, we've been doing a lot of work out back. I've been spending the last couple of days taking my tower down. And it's a heck of a lot harder to take it down now than it was to put it up. I put it up, I don't know, 15 years ago. No, not 15 years ago. 12 years ago. Excuse me. And it wasn't too bad putting it up, but being I'm 12 years older, it got to be pretty dangerous up there with me with my balance issues and stuff. So I got all that, I got the roof work part of it done. Now I've just got the centerpiece and the base that I've got to take apart and put it away, because I had to do some cutting on it that I didn't want to do, but I had to do it. If anything, just for a safety factor. And but I cut it strategically to where if it had to go back together, I could either make some inserts or buy some inserts to reconnect it. So anyway, I'm still in the process of doing that, and we're moving stuff into another container, and I might order another container this coming week because of the rain, or the winter's coming. So still doing a lot of catch-up work because it's just too hot in the summertime to do it. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to keep it going, and I will send it over to Bill, M6BCT, to take it, K0DWC.
Yes, K0DWC and Bravo Charlie Tango. Anyway, we're going back to fast on this one. It's about an oil program, and now hooking up to anything. Anyway, so that's as far as that. Anyway, let's see, I'll just, I've been able to go to on my class and on the computers, that is, and so there we go. According to W1, importer or importer, I'm not sure which it is. W1 importer WA7YBS. I'm not sure. Well, anyway,
Yeah, let me jump in there. Goes to Dave, W6MQI. Go ahead.
All right, Henry. It's W6MQI. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Mike, that Zenith is sounding pretty good. You said you were running 1800 volts plate. I was curious what your screen voltage was. But, yeah, I'm running about the same power output as Henry, about 120 watts. I think I got some weak tubes in there for the plate voltage and screen voltage I'm running. It seemed like it'd be a little bit more. I'm running about 1500 watts. 1500 volts, I think. I can't remember. I think it was 1500. About 410, 420 or so on the screen. Seemed like it should be getting a little bit more power in that, but that's about all I'm getting out of it. Let's see. Yeah, Henry, those microphone elements, I think I'm going to order a couple of those. That's a hell of a deal. Unfortunately, when I sold my SCR 274 set, guy kind of talked me out of my T17. I wish I hadn't done that. Now I got to locate another one. I kind of partially drew one up on CAD. I was thinking of 3D printing one, but I don't know. I'll probably just try and find another T17. And I forgot that the San Ramon swap meet was this morning at PacificCon, but probably best I didn't go anyway. Usually kind of not very good swaps. No sense in getting up early for that. But okay. Fill me in here. Maybe Brown can fill me in. What's an MWO? Probably something to do with a modification, legal modification from the military or something. I haven't heard that one before. So maybe you guys can fill me in what an MWO is. And Brown, yeah, I think I got you beat on the retirement. I have 12 days, working days, 12 working days before I toss in the towel with Sandia National Laboratories. And the government shutdown, Sandia National Laboratories, if this malarkey continues, will shut down operations on November 7th. They finally run out of money. So that'll be interesting. I can't think I've ever seen that happen before. But, yeah, people will be sent home without pay, can't use vacation or anything, and no back pay. Yeah, crazy. I believe the military is finally getting paid. I don't know what's happening with ATC, but yeah, it sucks. Come on, guys, get it together here. Anyway, I'm sure there was something else I want to say, but can't read my chicken scratch. Anyway, over to you, Brown, and W1NZR, W6MQI.
Okay, Dave, very, very good. W6MQI in the net, W1NZR returning. Well, Dave, you're still the channel master, although Bill was holding up fairly well that last time also. And Mike's ATC is just a thing of beauty. He actually just sent me a picture of it. So he gets the Bravo Zulu Award for restoration of equipment. Outstanding. And Dave, MWO means modification work order. A change made to a production piece of gear after it has been fielded. And there are numerous ones. I'm not sure how well documented they are, and that is a good question because there are many. In fact, I'm looking at MWO 11-5820-335-35/1, which is pasted on the Western Electric 1963 contract T195B I am currently on, and which I believe was the last contract let for these foolish things. But anyway, that's what MWO means. And Chuck, the TCS-13 with Yes, whatever microphone you're using sounds quite good. Really doing well over here. And so, yeah. Well, not a whole lot more from here. As I said, I hope to improve the antenna situation here, which will improve the noise and probably get me out a little better. I do want to put up a dipole and see how that works here from the valley. There's all these commercial radio stations that have been down here. I think I can take better advantage of the antenna situation than I have. So anyway, all right, back out to Rich, and I hope I have it correct. I wasn't sure. It's KE6QK and the net from W1NZR. Go ahead, Rich.
W1NZR. This is Kilo Echo 6, Quebec Kilo. You're right on the money there, Brown. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, nice comments from all. I'm hearing this rig here was thrown together yesterday. It's one big experiment. If you remember the old Hammerman receivers, they got 1 million dials on there, and the AM detector sucks in here, and you guys sound muffled. I know what you sound like. And this receiver, it's sounding more muffled, even when I change the bandwidth selector. Anyway, that's what you get when something is over 50 years old. What I need to do today, I'm going to get out my modulation monitor. I'm running, let's see, number 6 on the audio gain. I don't know what percentage that is, 50 to 120, I don't know, maybe I don't know. But if I get the scope in today, I'll be able to take care of that. And then I have to figure out how to get my digital frequency counter to monitor this thing so I can get on frequency really well. And I think I'm going to have to make some cables to get that going. Anyway, it's really good to be back. I'm going to start working on the bench again. I enjoy that. My diagnosis is 95%. I'll be going to Reno a couple of times a week for radiation to blow up the tumor, to nuke it. But my oncologist says it's entirely curable. So that improved my morale quite a bit. And it's good to be back on the air. I'm going to start playing with my radios again. And I enjoy listening to the military vintage group talk about your vintage equipment. I don't have any. I really don't. I just have a lot of old cam equipment. I enjoy restoring them. What I'm going to do, I've got about 3 receivers I'm going to run through here. Take them out of the barn, clean them up, put them on the air and see how they work. All of them have been restored, so, they should work fine. And I don't sell the equipment, I just play with it. Anyway, thanks again, and we'll try to get on next week. WA7YBS in the group, K6QK.
Okay, Rich, KE6QK, WA7YBS, and okay, very good. And you're about 3 kc high, so not too bad. There's a couple of sidebanders up there, but anyway, that's that. MWOs, and MWOs specifically on the microphone resistor, the carbon microphone, the carbon bias resistor there in the audio module, which is R203. I don't think I've ever seen an MWO for that, And I discovered it by looking at the schematic of the ART13B. And the ART13B indicates that R203 is 4.7K, 1 watt, carbon resistor. And then you look at an old ATC or ART13, something like that, schematic of the audio module, and it indicates that R203 is 15K. And about half of the ones of the audio modules I've looked at have 15K in there. And I'll tell you, the carbon microphones barely work with a 15K. I think it was the fact that the military personnel were conditioned to yell at each other, and that carried over to yelling into the microphone. And of course, then you stick them in an airplane, and they got to talk over the noise, and they're probably getting shot at to boot. And so the adrenaline pumps, and they yell even more. And so maybe that 15K microphone was to compensate for that because of the high level of audio going into the front end of the microphone. But at any rate, nowadays we don't really yell into the mic, and we don't really want to do that. And of course, I think when the ART13B came out, they were transitioning the ART13 over into airline services and stuff like that, 20-channel crystal control, that sort of deal, and they didn't want to have to scream into the microphone, so that resistor was changed to a 4.7K. But I've never seen an MWO on any of the, as far as that written up. I know one of the MWOs is for the interlock switch on the lid, and there's a few others that, because usually it's 1 through 5 that's printed on the side of the transmitter, and I have no idea what, which ones are which, but I think one of them was the bass, that full-body bass that goes on the bottom of the transmitters compared to the earlier transmitters that had just the rails. And so I think that was an MWO also. And also the low-frequency relay, that was probably an MWO also, because that was changed. Anyway, that's the story on ART13 MWOs. Let's do the 73 round, and with that, everybody's still present and accounted for, so we'll start with Mike. W7MS is the 73 round. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, thank you, Henry. WA7YBS, W7MS, and the vintage military net, Nevada style. Yeah, good reception from all, and some nice comments. And again, congratulations to Rich on his positive outcome in the medical area. Congratulations on that. Welcome back. Comments to Dave on screen voltage. We're hanging right around 400 volts on the low B plus side of things, so matches up with what you're running. Pretty much within specifications, as opposed to the high B plus, which is totally. I am not in line with the specifications, so that's I'm a bad boy. And great on Brown is going to get he's brought the instrument of destruction for antenna improvements, so we'll looking forward to hearing that how that all works out. And again, Chuck sounding great with the microphone, which has to be an electret. Sounds great. Dave's countdown and issues with the government shutdown, and also that ties into Chuck's comments on the government shutdown. But I think you do have a 12-month grace period on the expiration, the hard expiration date, as I recall. Someone else could maybe elaborate that or correct me, but which ties me to a story. I've got one of my walking mates over at Sparks Marina when I'm doing my 4-mile fast walk 3 times a week. His name's Dave. He's a ham north of me in Lemon Valley, or at least I think he's still in the expiration window for the FCC, but he has no idea how to do online registration. So you think someone, it's kind of embarrassing to be talking to someone that's in my similar age category that's totally, I believe, based on not direct questioning, but just on his comments, who is totally oblivious to FCC registration requirements, and obviously in the current environment, it can't happen anyway. So he's just going to let his license expire, which is strange because he's a WA7 that dates probably from the late 60s. And what can you say? Different time, different place. But he always has a positive comment to say sometime during that 4-mile walk when I run into him. But that's a different story. But let me see here. Thanks for the comments. Curious on, the MWO comment. On my other Zenith, T47 ART13, which was the next contract in the very brief Zenith contract lineup for the U.S. Navy, it has what appears to be an MWO, which I replicated in the audio module, and that's it is modified and is stenciled on the as a modulation level, a mod level, and it's stenciled. You know, it looks semi-official, and I replicated that in this ATC-1, which brings to mind this is the one on incorrect module. It's from my Totally Trash Collins ATC. The module that was in this that has all the Charlie Zebra radio part numbers was beyond hamster, let's say. And if somebody has a junker, because there's no way I would cut up or scrap out a good audio module, but if somebody has a junker with, I believe, T201, which is the microphone input transformer, and also the little terminal board for the bias resistors for the carbon mic circuit. This guy chopped all that out, and some of that was based on maybe a defective microphone input transformer, and also, as I'd mentioned, when he had converted the filaments and the heaters to AC operation, you totally hosed up the bias circuit for the 811As, since they are operated Class B, but there's a slight amount of bias produced by the filament supply, which of course is DC. So that was an interesting unravel as I unwound what the heck this guy was up to with that part of the radio. But right now, I would certainly love to get the original Charlie Zebra radio audio module back in this, but it's not a deal killer. But it's just a shame, since this guy was, aside from the hamster tracks, had been it appeared probably was unissued or had a very limited service life, because it didn't have all the attributes of a totally destroyed, modified POS, which normally the military career guys, they've got certain indications of use and abuse. But with that, 7.3s from Reno, been fun. Everybody have a great day. The sun's out. It's going to be a nice day in the sunshine, and I think it's Columbus Day weekend, or maybe, as they say in downtown Reno, it's the Italian Festival, to be politically correct. But over to Chuck, K0DWC, W7MS.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, that's right. I think tomorrow, is Columbus Day, if I remember right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, it's a good note this morning, fellas, and appreciate everybody being there, and definitely wanted to welcome back Brown and welcome back Rich. Yeah, the thing on the FCC, I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to go through their website. I'm just going to wait and see what happens, and we'll go through the W5Y, and Carl can just pay the $80. Well, so anyway. Okay, guys, well, Dave, 12 more days. That's great. That'd be what, October the 24th, so... yeah, okay, I'm not controlling the 19th, so the 26th, Carla's scheduled, but I don't know if she's going to do it or not. But anyway, 12 more days there, man. That's great. That's always good to hear somebody retiring after a lifetime of work. So anyway, I say my 7.3s, and I concur with Mike. Everybody have a good day. The sun shines out, and temperatures are going to be relatively comfortable. So everybody have a good day today and a good week ahead, and we'll talk to you next Sunday. So with that, I'll say my 7.3s, and I'll send it over to Bill. So take care, guys. This is K0DWC, clear.
Yeah, K0DWC and Bravo Charlie Tango. Yeah, I just was looking at the virus thing, and I don't know whether I really need that on this thing, since I only use it once a week. On this program, I've got another thing that I run, and I don't have problems with the virus done that, I don't think. Anyway, so that's the story here. Otherwise, everything else is going pretty good. And let's see, it's over W7MQI, and 73 for me, and 6 Bravo Charlie Tango.
And 6 BCT W6MQI, see if I got it. Yep, couldn't tell if he handed it over to me exactly, but alright guys. Yeah, Chuck, I'm trying to prepare myself mentally, but I still think there's going to be a little bit of a shock. Going to be a little bit of a shock on my first day, not having to get up and go somewhere. First time in my life I've quit a job and not had a job lined up, so yeah, going to be interesting. Anyway guys, 73, and talk to you guys later. And I'm gonna look in my ART13, see what value resistor is in that audio plug-in, see what I got in there. I was going to mention one thing. I'm in the process of turning the locks for the ART13 shock mount. I was looking at a website, Army Air Force website. Guy's got all kinds of stuff, and he's got some drawings in there on how he made his locks for the ART13 shock mount. So I'm copying that. I've got the knobs done. I just need the part that clamps onto the mount itself that's attached to the ART13, the cup, I guess you'd call it. And then I got to make the base. So it's turning out pretty good. Turning out really nice. So anyway, 73 guys, and have a good week. Over to Brown. Why do I always say N1? Anyway, W1NZR, W6MQI.
Okay, Dave, very good. Well, your signal is just holding up very, very nicely. And very hearty congratulations on your countdown to retirement. I'm sure you barely can wait. Again, congratulations on that. Well done. That's outstanding. And Henry, thank you very much for running the net. And actually copying everybody fairly well. Rich came up a little bit last time, but you're still down in the noise a bit, Rich. So I guess with Sunrise, I don't think it's going to improve, but we'll see. Not too much more from here. I may very well be around next Sunday. I was hoping to actually depart mid or late week, but I just got another job piled on, which is good and bad. At least I can get it done. So that may take me into next weekend. So I may very well be here next Sunday. And if so, I will certainly look forward to participating once again. So thank you to all. A good day. Always a pleasure. And again, Henry, thank you very much. Cheers. So over to Rich, KE6QK, and the Vintage Military Radio. Now, this is W1NZR saying 73s and a very good day to all. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, W1NZR in the group. 6QK Fallon. Yeah, very good all the way around. Yeah, the band always goes out here towards the end, and I don't know how I can improve that end-fed long wire so it gets out any better. I don't know at this point. I just have to live with it. Okay, Mike, on your buddy's license renewal. I just renewed mine. It's good till after I'm gone. I think it's 2036 or something crazy. That's my third call sign. When I came back from Guam, the FCC automatically gave me KE6QK. I was KG6JFA on the islands. Did a lot of good DX out there. Here on the other side of the world, that was fun. Okay, some information. My son's here, and through the years we've restored musical guitar amplifiers and enjoy that, Class A amplifiers. We brought down a chemical from MG Chemicals. It's called Super Shield. It's silver-coated copper conductive paint. I'll tell you what, I used some here on the DX100. If you know, even if the old radios weren't in a rainy barn, it got all rusted. The corrosion on there and some of the spots are, they look terrible, even though the radio is totally restored. So I experimented with this very expensive copper-coated silver paint and did the top of the VFO in the DX100, and it came out beautiful. It's conductive. We use it in guitars for building, painting the wood with a conductive shield paint. And I'm just experimenting with it, and it can make something old look very good and be conductive at the same time. Okay on Congress. I hope they get their stuff together pretty soon. I know people are having problems with it, and I hope that's resolved quickly. It hasn't been quick at all, actually. And on the microphones, I enjoy you talking about your microphones. The problem with vintage ham equipment, it seems like every transmitter I have has a different connector. Instead of changing all the connectors or changing all the transmitters, it's really a pain in the neck. By calling, stuff doesn't work on anything. This DX100 has the old flat mic connector on that matches up with this microphone. That's why I use it. And of course, the two-conductor Johnson Viking. I don't know what I'm going to use on the Johnson transmitter when I get get it going. But I have to screw around with the connectors all the time. It's a pain. Anyway, we'll see you next week. I'm gonna go ahead and put the modulation scope on this thing and figure out how to get on frequency for a change. But like I said, this project just happened yesterday, so it's a good experiment. It's working. Thank you very much. We'll hopefully talk to you next week. And Henry, thanks for running the net. See you all later. WA7YBS, KE6QK Fallon. Goodbye.
KWA7YBS. Well, 73 all, and thanks a lot for your participation in the Vintage Military Radio Net Nevada style. And we hope to hear everybody back next week when Chuck will be in net control, or maybe Carla. I don't remember who, but one of them will be net control. And so with that, we'll close the net down. Thanks, everybody. And 73 all around. WA7YBS and the Vintage Military Radio Net is off and clear.